Good morning, everybody. Today is the day I set up my polytunnel, and I'm really quite excited about this. Probably more excited than anyone really should be, but I'm super excited to get the thing set up and to get the timbers moved from up there, put down here, so I can finally get started on this timber frame tool shed. So I have a bunch of stuff I need to get done before I actually bust the polytunnel out of the box. I want to level out the space, and I obviously need to measure it. And I also think I'll have to move some sand and clay to make some space for the footprint. I just wanted to explain why I have this polytunnel. Where did it come from? It wasn't really on my list to buy a polytunnel and try to cram it into this small space, but I was contacted by a company called VEVOR. It's a website. I think they operate out of California, but they have offices all over the world. And they'll ship from within the EU, which is great for me because Portuguese customs, they are not friendly. They'll take everything and make you pay duty on it. So having stuff shipped from overseas isn't really a possibility here in Portugal. Something to keep in mind if you plan on moving here. It was a surprise. And they basically said, you have 300 euros, have a look at our website, and pick what you want. And I chose a bunch of things in that sort of range, and they came back with the polytunnel that we're going to set up today. It, I think, cost around 160 euros on the website. It's about 4.5 meters by 2.5 meters footprint, and I think about 2 meters high, 2.5 meters high as well. So from what I understand with polytunnels, 150, 160 euros isn't really that expensive for a polytunnel, so I am wondering about the quality. So let's see how this thing sets up, and I also need to think pretty long and hard about how to anchor it down to the ground. I've seen a lot of polytunnel deaths in my day, and I don't want this thing flying away, so I need to figure out a way to secure it down to the earth so it doesn't become a flying nightmare. I have no idea how this is going to go. I'm only one person. This polytunnel is pretty big, so it could be quite hilarious trying to put this up. But I do love a challenge, and I do love ridiculousness, so I'm going to have a crack at it anyway. All right, I'm ready to go. Let's clear some space. Let's level some ground, and let's get this polytunnel, hopefully, upright. So this definitely is not the best way to store clay, but it is surprisingly dry. I don't know what this is. I thought it was string, but it's actually some kind of plant life. So something's trying to grow in here. Possibly this guy here, yeah. So this is gonna be in the way for sure. I have to move it. I'm gonna stick it into buckets. And I'm gonna add it to the list of all the things that I just keep having to move around my land. I really want to use this clay, but I'm having a hard time getting a hold of straw at the moment. So until I get the straw, I can't use the clay. And until I use the clay, it's going to be in my way. So I'm going to stick it in buckets and at least get it out of the way of the polytunnel and hopefully store it somewhere where plant life doesn't want to grow inside of it. Okay, I'm gonna drink some water. I'm gonna finish off this last little bit, level out the base, and check in again when I'm ready to put the polytunnel up. Okay, the space is cleared. It's level and flat to a dubious standard, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think it'll do the job. So in addition to leveling out the ground, I've also had to move the clay, and I've also moved some sand. And in order to put the sand to good use, I've mixed up a batch of lime. So that's ready to go, which is good. Yeah, I think I've got plenty of space. I just looked at the box, and it turns out that this thing is 4.5 meters by 2 meters footprint. So I'll definitely have plenty of space. I was worried that the cold frame greenhouse might be in the way. It'll still kind of be in the way, but not as much as I originally thought. So let's open the box and see what I'm dealing with. All right, looks like I've got some reading to do. Or at least looking at pictures. Okay, we've got some poles, got the cover, got some rope, got some screws. Okay, so they've got numbers on them. They correspond with the instructions. So I guess step one is just to lay these guys out. Okay, I've got everything laid out according to the instructions. There's a very clear parts list right here, so I've just been going off that. And everything is as expected. So I've got these laid out by number and ready to go. And then over here, I've got all these little bits all laid out as well. I got one extra nut, but besides that, everything is as expected, and I'm ready to get started. So, note at the end of the instructions, please carefully follow the assembly instructions. 2 to 3 person assembly together. So, I'm ignoring that straight off the bat, and let's just get into it and see what happens. It also says, for maximum stability of your polytunnel, we recommend digging a 30-centimeter trench around the base of the polytunnel and back, filling with soil. So you know what? I think I'm actually going to do that, but I sort of want to stick some poles together. I've been digging a lot. I want to do some partial assembly at the very least, and then I'll dig a trench. So this is a pretty decent size. It looks like I have space for it. I might have to move a little bit of the sand over there so I can continue to walk past. And the cold frame, I might get rid of that because it's basically going to be in the shade the whole day because it'll be behind the polytunnel. So what's the point of it? I might just leave it there, but probably not use it. Hopefully I can stick stuff inside the polytunnel along with the timber and have maybe a cool wood workshop / greenhouse thing happening. Who knows? We'll see. But that was probably a waste of time fixing that. Oh well, live and learn. So, up next. Let's go. Did we go vertical? Let's attach the corners. Okay, we've gone vertical. Things are going to plan. The instructions are straightforward. This thing feels fairly sturdy, and I'm kind of enjoying this process. Unfortunately, I have to charge my camera battery, but I want to carry on with the build, so I'm gonna put the battery on charge and check back in with you when I will have hopefully a little bit more of a polytunnel to show you, and then we'll just keep going from there. So I'll see you very soon. So I've been working away on this just for a little while. I've gone vertical in multiple locations, but I have a conundrum. The instructions tell me that I should fasten the uprights to the outside of the base poles. However, in the corners, they're fastened on the insides, and that's definitely how it's supposed to be based on the diagram. It has me thinking, if I put the posts on the outside and it's not correct, is that going to mean that the outer skin of this polytunnel won't fit properly because it'll have a bigger space to go over? So here I am overthinking things as usual. When I put stuff together following instructions, I always seem to find something that's super straightforward for everyone else, and for me, I just don't get it, or I overthink it, or I screw it up in some weird way. This is a fine example of that happening. So the frame will hopefully be up by the end of today, and then tomorrow when my friend comes to help me, she's going to be cutting the grass. I will steal her away for a moment, and hopefully we can put the cover on top of this thing as a two-person operation. Yeah, so I guess I'll just crack on with sticking some poles together. I guess this is where it's more of a 2 or 3 person operation. Why won't you go in? Success. So I'm still working away at this, and it is tricky with one person, so I'm going rogue. I'm going off of the instructions, and I'm going to attempt to at least put together one of the arches so that the walls can be supported. It keeps kind of falling over, and it's making it difficult for me to screw in one of the bits down there. So I'm just gonna do it my way, and hopefully I can get a frame up before the end of the day. Unfortunately, my friend that was gonna come tomorrow to cut the grass isn't coming, COVID-related reasons. So I guess I'm on my own. So let's see if I can get this thing up by the end of today, and then we'll see what tomorrow brings. So this isn't great. This has been bashed out of shape. Not ideal. I'll see if I can bash this back into shape so I can use it. Actually, no, I'm not going to use this one. I'll deal with this another time. I'll grab a different one, set this one aside, and see if I can do some repairs on this in a bit. But that's not great. This one looks better. Crap. This is the bashed up one, or maybe it's another one. That's annoying. Ah! Stay. 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 Okay. So let's see here. How will I fix this? It's a little better. I hope it works. Yay. Okay. Okay. Stay up. Stay up. Thank you. What's my plan here? So, the diagonal bracing over there has disconnected, which means the whole thing wants to fall, and I'm not exactly sure what to do with that. I guess my only solution is to try to get this one in. This probably isn't a one-person operation. And then the screw I need is over in that bucket. Oh, no. I have a screw, so that's good news. What is my plan? That goes on the outside. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, do I have a nut? I don't have a nut. Uh-oh. Okay, I don't have a nut. They're over there. What is the plan? Let's see. This is hilarious. All right. Come on. Okay. All right. Okay. So, gently, gently. Okay, I'm getting there, and I have to say, this is kind of weirdly fun. I like a challenge, I like puzzles, and I like weirdly finicky tasks, apparently. I think I'm just really looking forward to the end goal of having this up because I like the space. It's going to be, I think, perfect for what I need. All right, onward, and hopefully nothing falls down in the process. One more repair to do, and then I think the rest look good. It's 5:30, the sun's almost gone, and the polytunnel is almost done as well. I still have to put the pieces that go kind of across the middle here, and obviously I have to put the cover on as well. I was going to try to finish the frame today, but I don't need to. I want to get inside. I want to put the fire on. I have a little bit of video editing to do still, and I'm really into White Lotus at the moment, so I'd like to watch a few episodes of that and just take it easy. So this will be ready for me tomorrow. Hopefully it's not windy, and hopefully I can get it finished, get the frame finished, and hopefully I can get the cover on as well. That should be interesting. I have a feeling that's probably a two-person operation. But you know what? Time will tell. Anyway, I'm happy with the work I got done. I think the size of this is perfect. I think the location is going to be really good. And I'm looking forward to getting back at it tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to stick the fire on, and I'll see you guys again in the morning. Good morning. It's very cold out here and it's very windy. I don't think it's the ideal day to try to manhandle a cover over a polytunnel frame by myself. We'll see what the day holds. Hopefully it calms down a little later on and I'll give it a try. But I think in order to warm up, I'm gonna dig the trench, get the blood pumping, and I'll also go around and tighten up all the nuts with this tiny wrench. And then I'll see what the wind is doing and make a decision then if I want to crack on with that. It could be a very difficult job to do single-handedly in the wind. It'll be a difficult job to do single-handedly, period. And the wind always makes things a little more exciting than I would like them to be. So let's just see how we go. feels pretty sturdy, so I'm quite happy with this. And now I need to decide the final location and dig a trench. Not bad for not measuring anything. Probably should have, but I did not. I'm really happy with this. It's obviously a bit lower because of digging down, but that's fine. I'm short, as I've mentioned many times. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until I put the cover on before I dig the soil in. Let's go to the doorway. It's a bit windy out here. The doorway of wind protection. So I'm really happy with that. It's nice and sturdy. I think for the price, it seems like it's pretty good quality, and I guess time will tell once I have it up for a little while. I'm really hoping to get the cover on later today, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna have some lunch and contemplate. I think digging the trench has been a good idea. I'm happy I read that somewhere. Oh yeah, in the instructions. I also read that on some comments. Some other YouTubers, like I think Spanish Farmstead, Little Spanish Farmstead, and the Wildlanders, they've both put up polytunnels recently as well, and I found their tips useful too. So thanks guys for those videos. And yeah, I'll put the cover on, and then I'll cover the dirt over after I do that, so I can bury some of the cover in the soil so that the wind has hopefully no chance of getting under there and the thing flying away. I have lots of friends that have polytunnels, and they generally don't last very long. So going off of those experiences of other people, I'm really going to try to secure this thing down very well, and I think the trench and burying the cover is a good start. I'm also planning on possibly draping some shade cloth over top of it and anchoring that down, in addition to the guideline rope things that it comes with as well. So that's part of the reason maybe I want to wait for a while to put the cover on. I don't want to rush it, and it is supposed to be windy the next couple of days. So I don't want to put this thing up kind of half-assed and then come out and the whole thing is just over in the neighbor's yard. And so I'm going to slow down, assess the situation, have some lunch, and see how I feel in the afternoon. There's always plenty of other jobs to get on with, and I can leave this for a day that's maybe not so windy and start it in the morning so I don't feel like I have to rush. Okay, so I'm gonna have some lunch, and I will probably check in again from tomorrow when I put this cover on. Hello again. It's not tomorrow. I've decided to cut this video short. It's gotten very, very long, and nobody really needs to see a 50-minute video of me putting together a polytunnel. But everyone needs to see 2 videos, 25 minutes each, of me putting together a polytunnel, I have decided. So I've chopped it in half, and that's the end of part 1. Part 2 will be out tomorrow at 5 p.m., where you can witness me attempt to put a polytunnel cover on all by myself, and you can also see if this thing survives a very insane windstorm. So I hope you enjoyed part 1. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for part 2 of polytunnel fun.